We're joined now by Gibson and Shawn from Shawn Cutler. If you think you're seeing double, you actually are, because they're twins. They look a little bit different now, but back when I first met the both of you, I actually really couldn't tell you both apart because you both were very similar, right?
Now it's easy because Shawn has a buzz cut now. She did it on his own.
It's so good.
My side.
With the blue jacket and all, right?
Oh,
yeah. But it's good to be hairstylist. It's good to be hairstylist at home at this moment because you can take care of your own hair. You can take care of your family's hair at this point because, like you can see, my hairs are so dry at the end, and I ran out of treatment. So
it's okay. Now you can get it every day, no problem.
Okay. Now, a lot of our listeners, I'm sure, listening at home, they've had to worry about their hair for the past month because they haven't been able to go to a hair salon, including myself, of course. I miss getting a hair wash at the salon, to be honest. So what is the best way for us to keep our hairs healthy, even while being stuck at home? Maybe we start with Shawn?
I mean, that's actually very simple. It's a knowledge for everyone, especially like right now. It's a lockdown for almost a month and a half, maybe going to a month and a half. Probably everyone will actually a lot of be struggling. Even like customer been calling me, "Wow, Shawn, we're gonna be like taking care of my hair." She's like, "No, I have no idea. My hair is dry, anything, you know." I mean, it's so simple. Make it simple. Don't make it too complicated. Make it just don't confuse yourself. Most probably we just try to use a kind of very simple shampoo. Okay, it's for kind of a neutral hair. Texture, like the scalp, we have problem. Like some people there's like oily scalp, sort of thing. And then some people like be damaging their hair. Like they color it, off and on very often. They already, in particular, they already have no actually they have idea to take care of their hair. But of course, some of them they really rely on the hairdresser every time they get advice from the hairdresser. That's why there's always come for the confusing. That's the one who always call me like 24/7.
24/7 they call you. And what advice would you give them then?
So you try to don't use the very hot. For me, water first. Okay, water first. Don't use too hot water. Just use a warm water.
Okay.
Because to make sure that the temperature of the hair doesn't really get over milk it. Okay. Secondly, you have to get the shampoo. Maybe you get just a simple shampoo. You can use kind of a very like kind of dry hair to multitask to oily scalp shampoo. You use it in between. Maybe you get two shampoo. One is oily, one is the hair cleanup stuff. Okay. And then one more is just like a dry hair shampoo. You mix around. This is most easiest way for you. You don't need to worry about all different types of shampoo. Plenty of shampoo, category, So don't make it confused between this lockdown. Just make it simple and get a very simple shampoo.
So pick one shampoo for now.
Pick one shampoo for now. Get the for kind of thing you use the kind of a common shampoo. Just kind of we have the kind of common shampoo.
Okay. How about you, Gibson? Any other tips you can give to our listeners on taking care of their hair?
I totally agree with Shawn's because end of the day, we don't want to confuse what shampoo to use. Okay, because end of the day we just need to know that the basics that we need during this period of time. So, for example, like with L'Oreal, we have the oily scalp shampoo and also for color hair shampoo. So you need to balance between the cleansing of scalp and also moisturizing your hair shampoo. So these are the two basic things that we need for a person to understand hair easily. So don't confuse yourself by asking, how about my scalp, this and that. So there are too many options out there. Okay, so what we suggest is in the L'Oreal we have the colored shampoo, which is contain moisture. Okay, for dry hair shampoo contain moisture, and for dry scalp it contains protein. So basically we need to balance these two. And most importantly, I agree with Shawn, is because the water temperature is very important. Okay, do not use too hot and do not use too cold, because by using too hot, it will cleanse up too much of an oily bulk, so it cannot create the natural oils to protect your scalp area. And also by using cold water to rinse it up the scalp is to maintain the oiliness, the oily natural oil sebum into your scalp on the surface. That's the basic things that we need to understand to maintain our scalp and hair.
Okay, so this what you're
Yeah.
saying is okay, we need to clean the scalp and we need to make sure that the moisture does not leave the hair at this point,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Is there like a shampoo that can do both?
Yes, of course, of
that
course.
that maybe do not cost that much that all of us can afford?
Yeah.
Of course. Just to kind of be like, go for like, they have a shampoo always like dryness to oily, dryness to hair, this sort of thing. I just use one. That's
Okay,
simple.
so anything that is for dry to oily hair you can use. But what if you have really oily scalp?
As I said just now, you need to balance the oily bulbs on your hair. That is because if you use too much of moisture shampoo, so actually you will develop too much of oily bulbs because it's heavy. Okay, but if you use too much of scalp shampoo, actually will dries up your scalp. So it will make your hair even more drier and your scalp even more dry. So you need to just balance that. That's important.
Okay. So that means if we have either oily scalp or really dry scalp, it means that we're using the wrong shampoo.
Not say that using wrong shampoo, but it's just only unique because every individual's hair texture scalp is different.
Okay.
So you need
Though,
to identify. You need to identify that yourself. That's
is
important.
there a difference between men's hair and women's hair?
Shawn?
That's good questions, Tap. No,
Is it for you?
It's for me, basically, yeah.
No, for me, it's because it's like, everyone, for me, to be mutual aid, women and guys, okay? Guy actually exposed to sun is more than a woman. That is simple. That is a very simple thing because guys with all short hair, like me, I expose to the sun directly. It's like I will feel very hot on my top.
Right, yeah.
Then sometimes you have long hair, you rip it out and then you cover, you protect the inside. But the mist comes from women, the oily scalp comes from women.
Right.
The dandruff comes from women. Especially when someone with wearing hairs all the time, sort of thing. You know, you cannot breathe, kind of thing. This is how.
That's me, yeah.
Yeah, as you know.
So for like you've been talking about different kinds of shampoo, get this kind of shampoo, that kind of shampoo. Is that only like the branded expensive ones, or can we go to like a regular supermarket and get the regular shampoos?
Of course. For me, it's made mutual because it's like, of course, it's like we in the industry for so long. Of course, we have our brand for ourselves. It's outside a lot of shampoo doesn't mean that it doesn't suit for all this client. It depends on the product we trust. You know, I think the kind of what we're wearing, our clothes, we're driving our car, we feel comfortable with it. So I think it's still simple. You know, I can't say that other brand is not good. You know what I'm saying? You just feel comfortable that you trust the brand, that you easily use it, and then you feel comfortable with it. You know,
Okay.
just like you're sitting down, you're feeling your chair. You're sitting a Gucci chair. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So first we have to identify what is the problem that we have, either it's with our scalp or with the hair, and then get a suitable shampoo to go with it, right? And for us women with long hair, it's not advisable to wash every day, right?
It depends on whether you're always exercise.
Depends on activities, the activities that you do. Okay. I think this I can actually help you to answer this. Okay, so I think it's very important that the hygiene of your hair.
Is it Gibson?
It's Gibson's line.
Gibson, you are lagging, Gibson.
Okay,
Gibson, you're breaking up
a lot.
Gibson,
You're breaking up.
you have to start again
okay?
because you were breaking up.
Your signal is a bit bad.
Yeah, your internet's not so good, I think.
Now?
No,
Still
you're
quite
still
bad,
a bit lagging.
Okay, wait.
Are you using
Don't worry, maybe I answer the questions.
okay. Is he using his home Wi-Fi or his what?
Yeah.
So should women with
Okay,
long
give me
hair?
a minute.
Okay. So should women with long hair, Shawn, wash their hair? They shouldn't wash their hair every day, right? That was the advice that I was given not quite some time ago, because it will dry up the scalp. Because especially with long hair, the oil doesn't get to the end of the hair.
There is a lot of people that those days always say that women should wash alternately day. Women should wash once a week. Women should wash like twice a week. For my perception, is like, I don't agree that women wash every time alternate day, because it depends. Unless you're in the weather of sometimes you're in the always 24/7 aircon sort of thing. It might we can handle it for after a day you wash your hair, but in the humidity of Malaysia, I always prefer that women or guys, I mean everyone in Malaysia, I always want them to wash it every day.
At least once every day, right?
And if you're a person who goes out all the time, you're sweating all the time, or if you're a sports person, let's say you're an athlete, you have to wash your hair every day, right?
Because your heat up, you really heat up when you finish your workout. You can't stop it in an hour. You're burning, your body is still burning, your everything is still burning, your sweat is still coming up. You can't leave the sweat in the whole day for because of this, because you might make sure that you might make your scalp will be, some people will be very sweat, will make it a bit smelly sort of thing.
Right.
Sensitive,
so generally,
right?
every time you shower, every time you bathe, just wash your hair, right?
Yeah, but it's such a nuisance to have to blow dry after.
That's why I told you, Bel, buzz your hair. Take it all off, cut it short.
How about you, Gibson? What do you think? Should women wash their hair every day, or leave alternate days, or what do you think?
I think I think this is all very individuals lifestyle. Because if a person that have a lot of activities, outdoor activities, and then they sweats a lot, so I think it's a very high recommendations for them to wash their hair by end of the day, because it is to avoid contaminations of oil that actually stick on your scalp. Actually will actually end up creating a lot of issues like oily scalp, like dandruff when it's dry, because you go in out, cold hot. So basically you also create flaky scalp. So these are the things that the girls don't want to have. You sit next to the guy, shoo, and then shoo, like that, So these are it's a very, very, very subjective on your activities. Okay, so if you are in the aircon all the time, so it's fine. So you don't get sweat. So basically, you can actually skip one day. But if your activities, you have a lot of things to. You get to go outdoors so frequently and you get sweat. So I really, really suggest that you really, really need to wash your hair by end of the day. Okay, very, very important that for long hair, beautiful girls that want to maintain their hair, you should have a good brush. You have to keep brushing your hair. Every day you just need to brush. After you wash, you need to brush.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, you need to.
Is it necessary to blow dry every time after you wash, or can we let it dry naturally if we are not going to go anywhere? Both also shaking head. Shawn, why? We must blow dry every day?
It's just as simple as that. When you after wash your hair, the most important thing, you need to blow dry every single thing. I mean, your hair need to blow dry, because the humidity of Malaysia, because the heat up, you might make up the hair flat. That's always a problem in Malaysian women or guys always complain about their hair flats. Because they didn't lift up the hair. That's the most important.
The reason why the thing is what Shawn said is correct, because most of the time that when you wash your hair, there is a whole chunk of water still in your hair.
Yeah.
And that is the weight that's going to pull your hair down. That is the reason why your hair, when it's dry, it becomes very flat. And also when you have very fine hair, it also will lead to hair falls easily, because the weights are very heavy. That is the reason why people thought, wow, I shouldn't wear, I just want to air dry my hair. Yeah, you air dry hair, but it takes so much time. And by the time it gets dry, most likely your hair will fall more than before. Especially for long hair girls.
Okay.
For guys, it's okay, I can leave it dry myself. because
My
it's
philosophy is that if I blow dry it every time I wash it, it gets really hot and dry. You know, the hair becomes even more dry. That's why I sometimes let it just air dry. But it takes, especially for my length, it takes hours and still inside it's still a bit wet.
okay. Let have this. I always tell this to my clients. That they always have these questions to us: is how am I going to? Because I have a long hair.
Mm.
Okay, I have to blow dry the hair. Okay, with hot air. Actually, do not blow dry your hair with hot air. Okay, highly suggest that you blow dry your hair with medium heat hair.
Okay.
Okay, you can do it after that because since you guys are at home, you can do. You wash your hair. You use a hair dryer. You put into the medium heat, medium warmth. Okay, blast it, and then you start to blow. You find your texture become very smooth compared to your use of hot air. And it doesn't need you to brush your hair later. That means you will minimize your brushing time, but your hair will become very easy to manage, especially when you comb it. Try it. I suggest everyone try it after this. Wash your hair, okay? Use a medium air, dry it. Until it's dry, you feel the texture. Then you will ask yourself, what's the difference between I'm using a hot air and a medium air?
Yeah. Because every
Okay?
time I use
I
hot
think
air,
you
it's like,
guys
wow,
should
so hot, so
try
hot. After shower, sweating again.
Yes, when you use hot air, you not only dries up the hair, you also will make your scalp become very, very easy to develop oil
Oh.
and become flat.
All right.
These are the basic. These are the because like Bel's already mentioned, I become sweaty.
Mm.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so don't, because when you have hot air keep blowing you, your face lah, your neck lah, you get sweat very fast. So don't that. Your hair is to be pampered, not to force it to be dry. It needs
Now
to be pampered.
I now know what my problem is.
Why?
I bought a very cheap hair dryer. It doesn't have the medium heat. So now I know what the problem
That's
Use
why it's
cold
very
heat, maybe?
important.
is. Yeah.
No,
Can we use cold heat pula?
no, not
Just,
cool heat.
just the cool air to dry our hair? Is it advisable?
Yeah,
You
okay.
can do it there for fine hair, but
For
easily
fun?
a little bit more. You take longer to dry lah.
Ah.
What about like okay, I'm gonna be very honest with you. The only time I ever get my hair to be in the proper condition I want it to be is when I go see you guys. Other times, whenever I'm at home, I use whatever product I can find. Shampoo, I don't use conditioner. Sometimes I'll find this shampoo which is 2-in-1 or whatever it is, and it's cheap. I'll buy it. I'll use whatever I can just to wash my hair because I think I'm a guy. It's easier to manage, right? So, like, is it okay just to play around with different
Men's
products?
men's always have their issue. They're using soap to wash their hair. They're using the body shampoo to wash their hair. All type of men's habit. I used to when I was young. Before, I mean, I'm very young at the time. I think before I'm
Yeah, cause soap is soap, right? It's clean.
I mean, but just imagine you wash your clothes. You have softener and without softener. So that imagine that you're raining a soap into your hair. There's no softener, so dry. And then the flaky dandruff will start up to come out. That is how the problem came out.
Right.
And the problem is when
yeah.
no. Because when crackles come out, you start to get irritated. So you start to use your finger like this and that. So that actually will lead you so many things happen in a later stage.
Ah. No, I'm
Like
just
sensitive
curious to
scalp,
find
everything's
out.
going to lead to that. So
I'm just curious to find out whether or not the scalp, the texture or the structure, is it the same as our skin?
Yeah, it can be almost the same.
Okay,
It can
then
be
why
almost
can't
the
we
same.
use a body soap to wash the scalp?
Good question. Good question.
I mean, it's just like we are the whole body. We the skin from the top to the bottom part. Of course, we have sensitive skin. You know, a lot of people have sensitive skin. I mean, your rashes will come out, everything will appear. I mean, it's the same thing like your hair. You use as a skin technique to into your hair. If you do you wash your skin, like women's, you wash your face with cleanser.
Mm.
You need to put toner.
Yes.
Yes. Just imagine you wash your hair
Mm.
without putting a conditioner. So what did you feel?
Mine, of course, it feels like hey lah. It's like standing like that, you know. But
It's like,
but for men with short hair, can they not use body soap if they just need to cleanse their scalp?
I don't need to use conditioner all the time, right? No.
But I totally suggest to not use simple cleansing to go and wash your scalp, okay? Because it's going to lead you to all the unnecessary result later that you need to go and seek for help from the doctor or from the hairdresser.
Okay.
So instead of you spending this much of X amount to buy this shampoo, but end up you spend up too much money to go and fix your thing. Fix your scalp, you know. So always the basic needs from the early stage is always better, rather than you create a huge problem towards the end and you need to spend too much and to solve it.
Okay. So how about like a two in one shampoo conditioner? Will that work?
if you're emergency, okay.
Okay.
If you have nothing have, you're emergency, you have no choice, it's okay.
Okay.
But advice is not to use. I mean, I never say it's not good, but just in case that you have nothing to use.
Mm.
I mean, this emergency. Even though you only have a rice, you don't have dishes.
You can
still
eat plain rice. Yeah. What
You
I'm
can
thinking
eat
is because like a lot of I'm sure a lot of women out there, they have all sorts of products for their hair, but a lot of men, they're fine with just one shampoo, you know. So
Wow,
it's
that is
like
a very, very good.
especially during this lockdown period, and men are thinking, hey, I'm not going out anyways, you know, so why should I spend so much money to buy new shampoo and conditioner? You know, I'm not putting gel in my hair. I can just make do with a lot of men still make do with soap, body soap to wash their
No. I think it's very, very. I think it's so important for not only the ladies, but the men have to also take care of their appearance and their cleanliness. It's very important. Like for me, I can't sit next to my wife without my cleanliness of my hair. You know, I don't feel nice. You know,
Okay.
I don't feel nice. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like I'm clean. So I'm very particular. Like one day I wash my hair at least twice, before I go to work and after when I finish and I come back before I sleep. So I make sure I totally feel clean. That is me. But I obviously suggest the guys to do the same thing, because hygiene is very important. Because you don't know when we sit on certain place outside at a couch, other places, we may actually, because most of the time when we go outside, we sit on the public, so we can actually take in back a lot of things home. You know, so we have to wash it away. We have to cleanse ourselves. That's how we have to shower and shower clean before we sleep.
Actually,
Same with
guys,
how we have to.
on that, right?
Huh?
Trying to keep clean. You said we have to constantly wash. I don't know whether it's my imagination right now. I don't know whether they're putting extra chemicals in the water because we're trying to get away from the viruses and infections and whatever, right? There seems to be a lot more chemicals in the water. So how can we, I mean, like I've got very frizzy hair, very curly hair, whatever, but I'm pretty sure that even if there's so much chemicals in the water, it would affect people with very healthy hair as well, right? If there's too much chemicals.
Well, this part, was it? What is that? I can't, my line is breaking.
Is that all the chemicals in the water that's trying to keep us safe and trying to keep us clean? It does affect our hair, doesn't it? So it's chlorine or whatever.
So what
in the
can we
water.
do? So what can we do, Shawn, to also get rid of this chemical from the water?
That's keeping us clean.
Do we have to wash our hair with like mineral water now?
For instance, why we way back from the 15 years back, a lot of our neighbor, a lot of our, we don't use all these people who have always have people have bazooka outside, we have tanki, we have
Yeah.
kind of thing. We don't have this sort of metal. Those days, I believe at time I don't think so. There's a lot of chemical in the water. I mean, those way 15 years back. But nowadays, because of the pollution thing, with our green things, we have a lot of stuff that even though the whole world actually putting a lot of chemical in the water to make sure that
Yeah.
the water is clean, whether it's safe or in every country they have a different type of water. Even like in Europe, they have dry water, everything. In Malaysia, they have a lot of processing water, this sort of thing. But for instance, it's like nowadays, I think 90% of the households, everyone are using the filter water. So I think it's more or less, it doesn't need to be safe or not safe. Also, it's always about take precaution about how to use the water as well. That's why I say when we get the heat up, the water is like a medium heat. I think a lot of germs or that everything chlorine will be just kind of killing it very easily. And that's why I say I'm not recognized. I recommend that using a lot of cold water as well. That's the most important. That's how it's used. Yeah. I think this is the most crucial thing that you have it.
Yeah, Shawn, you were like cutting in and out also. Sometimes we can hear you, sometimes cannot. So you're saying using the warm water, the warmth in the water can take out some of the chemicals?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you heat up anything, all kind of things will be avoiding all the chemicals off, thing.
Okay.
Okay, just like
Sorry.
when you drink, before you want to drink some water, so sometimes people they boil the water, they boil water before they cool it down and then they drink. Okay, they don't drink direct from the pipe water, and this is something that is what I'm trying to explain to you. And because of most of the households today, they have filtration system, okay, which I have a tank just right in front of my house. So whatever cupboard water come in, actually they were already filtered certain percentage before they actually reach to the household. So of course the governments already disinfect the water before they actually flow into our house. So there's a lot of contaminations already been moved out by chemicals. So the chemical wise, before they come into your household, they actually go through the system and before they end up to the house. That's why the system are encouraged to use by all households. I think that part already minimized as much chemical as possible already.
So unfortunately, the water that we're drinking that is not filtered from the tank and everything from outside, from the pipes, it's clean. It kills viruses, but it's potentially bad for our hair.
It's also one thing that the water when coming from the public, we have a pH high and pH low. So there's a filter reason that I always have. Some of them they drink with the pH with high, some of them they drink with pH with low. It always depends on we have the knowledge about how to get the knowledge to see what is good for our body.
Right.
So for our hair, is a higher pH or a lower pH better? Alkaline water is better for our hair. Or acidic water.
No. Doesn't mean there is a pH. This policy is how we use our water in warm base. That's most important.
Warm lah. Okay. Now what can we do? Yeah. So let's say we have long hair or we have short hair, but the hair is damaged, but we still don't want to cut it off, right? What can we do to help it at home if we don't have a treatment or anything?
Yeah. When you have a long hair, we have a damaged hair. That's why that's the most important. We have to use like kind of a mask, I think a mask like a conditioner, a good conditioner, kind of be more moisture in it, more deep deep condition on it. It's very important. And then also you have to know that your hair, I mean, at the lockdown this system, I mean, like this season there's lockdown, the most important thing, if your hair is dry, try to use like mask that actually can soften up your hair to make sure the hair doesn't look dry. When after the MCO, then you can go to the hairdresser and make sure that it doesn't be a lot of damage.
Yeah. But what if we don't have hair mask at home?
Sorry?
What if we don't have the necessary
You have
hair
conditioner,
treatment at home? Can we use conditioner and somehow, I don't know, leave it there for a while?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you can use it warm. I mean, you can use it like a warm towel. I mean, you apply it on the ends and then use a warm towel to wrap it up. Keep it leave it for about almost like a minute or 2 minutes, sort of thing. Just leave it up. So after that, you just leave it go. That will be rinse it up. Your hair will be ready.
Okay, so put conditioner, wet a towel with warm water, and wrap your whole head. Wrap your whole head up.
Wrap the bottom part is okay.
Okay, one more thing is do not apply the the conditioners or the treatments onto the scalp, because it actually is not from the scalp that you need to apply. You just need to apply from in the media to the ends, and then you comb it. Most important, apply already, comb it, cut it, wrap it as Shawn mentioned. Wrap it a warm towel for 2 minutes, then you rinse it off. Then for that, you just need to get the hair manageable, because when you comb, actually it will help to detangling the hair, and also it helps to minimize the breakage in between. That's important. So suggestion is, after the lifted lamp, please, if you find that the ends is a bit too dry, especially for colored hair, your ends get dry faster than the normal natural hair. So we suggest you to chip up a little bit the ends, just to clear up as much breakage, split end as much as possible, before he end up opening up more, a bit higher and higher and higher and higher. So these are the basic things that you need to do at home, that you can do it yourself, especially for long hair girl. So because you can hold this, you can have a look, you can do that. Okay, you can be more creative. You can put the hair more creative. Those are the things.
What if, like, after you cut the edges off, one part is short, one part is long?
No, sometimes it's just like I mean, for me.
Where did JD go? Okay.
In the line, maybe. Okay, maybe it's like for advice, like for ladies that in the meantime of locking down, just trying to make sure that's minimized for the hair. Just make sure that if you don't have a mask, you use a conditioner as a back support. But the last call to help you have the conditioner. So this is how you have to do it. But for me, the recommendation is just kind of for the meantime, just use it. If you don't have, just use it as what it costs. But after that, go back to the treatment, go to the salon, give a good treatment stuff, get a good mask on the hair. That's most important.
Yeah, I know. Shawn is worried that, like, women, we can take care of our hair so well at home, we find that there's no need to go to the salon anymore.
I think you can take care of it yourself, but when you go to the
us.
salon, it's a pampering session, though, isn't it?
Well, just like
okay.
So
it's
just
important
like,
for you to have a hair serum. Okay, serum also playing a very important part. Like our L'Oreal's Professional, we do have a serums that actually play a very important part actually towards the end. So you actually to make it more manageable. Okay, that's important, especially for colored hair and dry hair.
Okay.
And these are the things that you need to put in mind.
Is there a specific comb that we need to comb up the hair with conditioner? Because earlier you were saying put the conditioner on, then comb, right? Do we need a white tooth comb? Can we use whatever comb that we have?
It's good to use a white comb, okay? Because you don't want to actually get stuck in between, especially when the comb is so small. It's like so fine. You have to use a white comb, so you just comb through with a big section. So for you to just comb through, just to make the conditioners or mask to be evenly distributed into your hair. And that's important.
Okay. Okay, so now I have to put a comb in my bathroom as well. And a towel.
Don't have that, Lisa. You don't ever use that, man?
No, I use my fingers.
Because you are taking care by the hairdresser all the time. That's what.
Yeah. Now, like you mentioned, both of you actually mentioned earlier that dandruff might become an issue, or a flaky scalp might become an issue. Like how? Because I'm thinking if the texture of the scalp is the same as the skin, but we don't see dandruff or flaky skin, you know, why does our scalp actually flake up or have dandruff in the first place?
Okay, usually, because we have one layers of hair covered. See that? Covered. So basically, this is scalp. This is skin that is exposed directly. Okay? This is hair. So when this become oily and it's not dry, and when it will dry by itself and become layers of algae bulk will be on top of the scalp. And that will lead to dry up that oily bulk and create flaky and create the we call it the glomomo, this kind of thing. You know, because skin is different. Skin is there's no hair actually covered like that.
Blocking it lah.
There's no blocking, but hair yes. Hair yes. That's the reason why.
So when you have dandruff, it actually means that your scalp is oily. And it's a combination of oil on your scalp.
It will lead you to have dandruff. First, it will lead you to flaky scalp. Then, if you don't take care of the conditions, it will prolong. It will lead you to dandruff. It will lead you to sensitive scalp. It will lead you to more far. You have to spend more time to go and fix it. Okay. So that's why I say cleansing your scalp is the most basic thing that you need to do. Make sure your scalp at all times are clean.
Actually, you're right. Skin and scalp is different, but I realized one thing as well, because you said anything that's covered, sometimes it gets a bit flaky and dry. And I notice it with my face, because sometimes when I have like a full beard, it gets dry. Let's say I shave everything completely, I notice that it gets slightly dry. So I think it works the same way with your head. Oh my God, I got face dandruff.
Yes, you will feel a patch of white color. A white patches that you need to scratch, then there's something come out.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you see, our skin is skin. That when there's something that's covered, and naturally the thing will stay there, and it dries up. Especially you go eat out aircon hot, so he will develop like it will stuck there. So you may not see it until you shave it out, and then you see like whole patch here become white. Or here white.
Yeah.
And it will irritate the ear area. This side become like very sensitive. The back here become very sensitive. That's what we're gonna lead it more worse by the time. But I have a lot of clients come to our place that ask me, how come my ear becomes so sensitive at the back here? How come I become so sensitive, very spot here? And this because he did not cleanse the scalp properly. That lead to that.
Shawn, do you have anything to add about dandruff? So is it dry scalp or oily scalp that will produce dandruff?
A lot of people, I mean, this is actually a lot of people, they misunderstood that when you have dry hair, that because it's like when you have oily scalp, doesn't mean your hair is oily. Because sometimes when your scalp is oily, that means your scalp is very dry. Use the oil, so they become more oil. Because some people, they make use of like oily shampoo. How come that I use an oily shampoo, my hair is still very oily? Because some people, I mean, a lot of knowledgeable like a hairdresser, especially when the hairdresser that gives advice, sometimes they just recommend the use of oily shampoo, and then the customer's like, oh, okay, I'm using a oily shampoo, that means my oil will gone.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean to be that. It cannot be that. Because the more you wash it, I mean, they're actually trying to clean up the scalp, but the more you overdone it, they mean your hair scalp will be very, very dry. Okay. So they will produce oil like a face. I think that's why I say skin is always the same as my whole body. If you use it very dry to your face is oily doesn't mean your face is oily. It's inside your hair. If your face is dry, it produces the oils more. It's to make sure that the natural.
Okay, I understand now. So it's like if you keep using like an oily scalp shampoo, for example, you will dry up your scalp, but it will make your scalp produce even more oil because it is too dry.
That's why a lot of people they give a knowledgeable is like, how come I bought an oily shampoo but my scalp is still oily after a week or after 2 weeks? That is how the misunderstanding between the hairdressers.
Okay.
Because this also because this also very, very important that we need to know. We need to also sometimes oily scalp also based also your lifestyle also, because if you only sleep 2 hours a day, so it's also lead you to be oily scalp easily. You know, sometimes you need to rest also enough. Yeah. I mean, everyone, I think you guys should notice that when you don't sleep the next 48 hours, compare you sleep the next you sleep enough, you look at your scalp and see it's different. It's so different because the tenseness of your scalp is also will create that kind of oily bulb more.
Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of
things
these.
that we need to understand. This is a knowledge.
Okay. We've seen a lot of these things on social media recently about wives or girlfriends trying to trim their boyfriend or husband's hair because they asked for it, right? Because their hair is growing long. They cannot go to the barber. They cannot go to the hair salon. So they say, okay, you're the best option at home now. Please trim my hair. And a lot of times, because we are not professionals, we just do it and it turned out really, really bad. So do you have any tips for wives or girlfriends at home who have been tasked to cut their spouse's hair? Do you have any tips? Can we use any scissors? Like, because we have limited stuff at home. Some of us don't have clippers. We have kitchen scissors,
Parang.
Garden shears.
Yeah.
No, for me, this MCO like it happening for like 1.5 months. I see a lot of my FB friends, a lot of YouTubers are coming out. All these husband cut wife's hair, wife cut husband hair, and then also like trying to be a hairdresser at home, using a lot of different kind of scissors, even though they're using a lot of sword, I think. I mean, even though like sword, I mean, at this moment we learn a lot of things from this MCO. I can see a lot of family. A lot of family now, especially the whole around the world. I connect with the whole entire world. It's like all my friends overseas, even in Malaysia, wherever, in Europe, in Hong Kong, wherever. I see a lot of people attitude. Their sense of artistic become more artistic.
They become more creative, don't they?
Become more creative, they become very, very creative. And that's kind of a good way for the hairdresser as well. In our industry, that's why I say, before this happened, the MCO, a lot of people would think that hairdresser is the most easiest job to do. Correct.
Yeah.
You have scissors, we just cut the hair. We don't really, hairdresser doesn't put into the first priority. You know what I mean? You always
not essential, right? It's non-essential.
Yeah.
But we do realize that it is essential now.
Now people just realize that, oh, I can't live without my hair in proper cut. I can't live without, because I've been complaining. My wife cutting my hair is like, oh my God, it's worse than a barber that I pay for $5. But at the meantime, it's good for the hairdresser as well. There's people who realize that the hair industry is more essential for the whole entire world. The people who need a haircut, you need to see a Singapore. before the lockdown, you know how many people is queue up for the hairdresser?
Yeah, in Singapore, right?
Ah,
I have a friend in Singapore who actually queue up for the hairdresser, and he said just make me botak for now because it's another month of me not need to
Yeah.
come to the hairdresser. Yeah.
So can we use scissors just to cut our own hair?
I
Or
mean,
do we
this,
need to
Well,
have...
I mean, that's like,
minimum touch, okay. Minimum touch, okay.
I mean, minimum touch is like your ear stuff, like especially like Gibson say, you get a trim of your ear side here, maybe the longer side,
Yeah.
and kind of thing. When your back's a bit longer, you can trim a little bit, but try not to do a lot of things, you know, hanging creativity into your hair.
Actually, my husband's hair is growing long in the side here already, and he actually asked me to, if you can just trim around the ear. And I'm a bit scared because I don't have any scissors at home. Can I use like my stationary scissors?
Oh no.
Even though that's why I say, you have no choice. If you have no choice, you'd be like kind of a, you know, you be in the forest. It's like if you go into the forest with your friends, few of your friends, after a couple of things you lost inside of in the forest, you only have a scissors to cutting your pin. So do you have to use a scissors to cut your hair? Definitely, I think you used to have to. True, right?
When push
It's
comes to
creative, it's
shove,
creative.
any kind of scissors will
Yeah.
work, lah, right? When it's really annoying him already, then I use the kitchen scissors also, he will let me cut, right?
Because it's
But
very
what's the
difficult.
Yeah,
It's a
Gibson.
very difficult. It's very difficult actually is to cut your own hair. It's very, very difficult because if you see a lot of tutorials from YouTube, okay, the stylist will teach you how to cut their own hair because you must understand, a stylist have been trained. They have been in this industry for a certain period of time. So even though they want to use their hand on their ears, they know how to turn their hand angles. So this is called, they call it, they can cut their own hair because they know how to control.
Right.
But for ordinary people like you and Bel, so you don't know how to actually flexible and know how to actually get it done. So this side, how I'm going to cut it. This side, I'm going to how to cut it. So if this side, maybe you're going like that, you know, but it works because you cannot turn. But
Right.
if for us, we use this way, so it's different. So the knowledge of holding the scissors also takes some time. So I would suggest do not really cut your hair, especially for short hair. Okay, for long hair, fine. For long hair, okay, I'm sure there's a lot of tutorials in YouTube. You can actually learn from the tutorial. There's a lot. Okay, I've been
You've
googling.
done
I see a
something
lot.
to your hair.
What?
You've done something to your hair recently.
I trimmed just the ear bits and everything.
Yeah.
By
Exactly.
yourself?
Yeah, just on my own. Yeah.
Did you use a clipper or you used scissors?
I had a proper scissors because I have enough equipment because I need to trim my beard all the time, right? So I have all the stuff. But if I had to,
Especially when a person who have beards, normally they have a own scissors a little bit, you know, kind of
yeah.
thing, you know, you have your own a little bit. So especially have beards. That for a person that don't have beards like me, you know, just like a janggut like that, never mind, you know. So it's easy for me to use a blade. But we really don't have, it's very clean one, you know, probably they don't really have a lot of scissors. They maybe they wife to use cutting papers, scissors, and something. Yeah, that's actually a lot happens, not a lot happens. Because today I was this is a very good question because like last 3 days I saw on YouTube. I saw my FB, one of my YouTube FB friends show me. My goodness, you know what scissors they use? You know the bonsai scissors?
The garden scissors lah, the garden
Bonsai
one.
scissors. They usually just sitting down there, the old man they're using. Oh my god, they like
I'm
they
sure when you
cutting
were
the hair.
watching it, Shawn, you like held your breath. I hope he doesn't cut off his ears or something.
But
Yeah.
we do have a lot of calls from our FB friend, right? It's like, okay, I don't mind to keep my hair long, you know, but I just want to keep tidy and neat because I have a lot of video conference call or video meeting because during the MCU there's a lot of actually they couldn't go out for meeting, so they would do meeting like in Zoom. So all the concern is about now the front face, the front. So they need to look neat when I in the screen because you don't talk to people like that, ma. You don't talk to people like that, ma. You know, you just talk to people, you are facing the screen. So you need to look presentable from the front. Am I right? So that's what I always told them, because okay, just comb your hair, look at from here, and look at from here. So all you need to do is just to make sure when you turn here, you look neat. When you turn here, you look neat. It's enough. So don't overstress yourself. How you look like at the back, how you look like the top. Don't stress yourself. No point, because people don't look at your hair and talk to you. Hello, okay, all right. Tonight, what's going to meeting? You don't talk to you that way, okay? I don't talk to you this way, okay? Just talk to you in the front.
That's how the mullet will come back in style already. You just trim the side only, the back, just leave it.
Yeah.
The mullet.
So what
business in the front, party at the back, man.
So the most important is that we try to minimize the messiness, okay? So in order for us to look good on the screen,
Okay.
that's very important.
Okay.
That's very important.
All
But
right.
whatever happens to the back, just leave it to us when the.
Worry about it later.
Yeah, we worry about later. When you see us, we will fix it. We will
Okay.
fix you.
All right.
Okay.
So is it advisable then to say, like, if husbands told their wife, oh, please cut my hair for me, and if you don't know how to do it, just botak, means just do a buzz cut. Is it easier to do a buzz cut for a man?
End of the day, it's about how confident are you to cut the hair. Some like my wife, okay, he's like, don't ask me to cut. I don't even dare to touch the scissors. Because it feel very funny. You know, it feel very funny when I use a scissor and touch your scalp. It feel very funny.
Yeah.
You know? But someone might be like, yeah, scissors only, man, give me your hair now.
Oh.
So it's very subjective of individuals how confident they are to cut other people's hair. That's the reason why it's become very essential for stylists over the world, that how important for a hairstylist and for ordinary people who actually wanted to cut others' hair.
Yeah.
You know, I totally agree with Shawn, because it's not easy to be a hairdresser. Okay.
So the tips are confidence. If you're confident, do it. Don't cut too much, and just worry about the front.
If you ask a wife to cut your hair, even though your hair doesn't work well, you can't say anything.
Hey, if you're not paying, you cannot say anything about it,
Exactly.
right? First of all, you ask your wife to cut your hair, right? And second of all, I'm sure you're not paying her anything for her to cut your hair. And third of all, you know that she's not a professional hairdresser.
So suffer the consequences, is it?
So I told my friend, if you really ask your wife to cut your hair, there are three things you need to face. First thing, you have to keep quiet. You cut.
Okay.
Secondly, when the wife asks you, is it nice? You say perfect. After that, you say, the next time, do you want to cut again? Perfect. I would definitely ask you to cut again. But definitely don't make her get angry, because you're going to have dinner tomorrow.
All right, I think that's all the time we have with Shawn and Gibson. Thank you so much for all your tips. We will definitely try to take care of our hair in this time being before we are released back into the world.
Yeah.
I hope that
Can't wait to happen. Can't wait to happen. I
can't wait for that to happen. When we're released,
Yeah.
first thing, I need to go and get a hair wash, get a nice hair and scalp massage. Oh, I miss
the most
that.
Already
important
have
thing
so many calls.
my advice to everyone that now staying at home, like MCO, like, I think after you lift up, right, the most important thing, you have to make sure that you have to clean up the scalp, sort of thing. The treatment, this hair and the haircut, you need to properly done. I think that's the most important for the basic thing first. I mean, like color-wise, a lot of people that coloring, because nowadays a lot of people that coloring the balayage, sort of thing, like all this. I mean, a lot of people like DIY themselves. I know that a lot of people DIY themselves with black color.
Yeah.
So I think after the MCO, we have a lot of we are prepared to repair the hair, to lift up the color, to make sure the hair is being back to shape, because we live in the show.
Okay, one more thing, because I really suggest to not actually darken your hair with black color, especially a DIY color. Do not darken your hair.
Okay.
It's going to be a very, very bad for the hair texture when you're going to leave up the color and do other colors to put in other color here.
Right.
Because the process is going to be very, very damaging the hair.
Mm.
So I really, really advise don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. I rather you guys use better conditioner and treatments to get to manage your hair throughout the MCO, but do not darken the hair with black color. Okay, that is
Guys is
one
okay. Guys is okay, but don't try
disaster.
to
I would say disaster. Okay.
So what if we go and buy those pharmacy colors like brown or red or whatever, just to cover? Some people have gray hair, right? Like my mother-in-law's gray hair has grown out quite a bit, and she's thinking whether or not she should color it herself.
I would suggest not to, and I would suggest that if let's say you want to, okay, always remember that our Asian texture, if we put red colors into our hair, for the red color become brown, if you want to do brown back in later stage, you take so long period of time to get, that is, for example, the brown tone color or earth tone brown tone color, the hazel brown color, you will hard to achieve it because red color tone sticks strongly to the hair. Okay, that's something that you don't want to.
So if we want to DIY color our hair, brown is the safest.
Don't DIY.
Just wait until the MCO is lifted.
Don't DIY. Leave it to the
And go
professional.
back to your hairdresser.
Okay, another thing is because why I do not agree with DIY is because when coloring, actually it will activate the cuticles open. All right, it will actually dries up the hair because the reason why salons are, they have treatments after color is to close back the cuticle immediately after the color. But at home, you don't have this method, okay? And you keep coloring your hair. And your hair become very, very dehydrated because it become very tangled. If you don't put conditioner, every hair become like a you can't comb because the cuticles are open and linked to each other and lock it. So I say no. Because DIY is something is
don't DIY.
You DIY, you must know how to take care of it. You trust me, especially for long hair.
Or use marker pen.
So,
use marker pen, you know.
It's okay. You know what? We're at home anyway, so we're not like going out for dinners or events, or we don't need to look that pretty at home.
Yeah.
I have clients.
We can tahan until after the MCO is lifted and then go to proper hairdressers to get it done.
Correct.
I have customers who do makeup at home and do their hair as even though they're at home. Okay.
If it makes them feel better, right? To pass the
Yes, of course. Why not?
Yeah.
Because as long as they feel better, they feel confident, so they have the whole entire day at home. Okay. Rather than last time only spend like 2 hours in the morning and later from 5 o'clock, later after work from 7 o'clock to at night. So they probably spend less hours at home. But today during the MCO, they spend 24 hours, 48 hours at home. So they have to do something to motivate themselves. So they could probably put some makeup.
Yeah, that's what I do every morning. I will shower and then put my daily makeup on to come on the show at home. Because I have to video everything. So I still
but don't DIY.
I have these questions very important for my clients. I have a couple of clients that actually call me, Gibson, how do I look good in front of my husband? Do you do that?
No.
They even tell me this. How do I look good in front of my husband during the MC? I don't want him to notice that doesn't look good at home when I'm around. It's important to know.
Yes, Shawn, you want to say something? Wear a mask.
Mask, money heist.
Okay, I think we lost JD again there. All right, I think we have more
Good
than
things
enough.
come to those who wait. We will come back and see you guys